Good morning everybody, and a very huge welcome back to my channel. I want to start by saying thank you so much for the views that I've had on the first two videos that I have put up with regards to adult colouring. Thank you so much, and also a huge thank you to my subscribers and to my new subscribers. It is very, very much appreciated. So yeah, thank you. So today's video we are looking at everything that I have coloured and completed for the month of July. I've managed to complete 16 different pages over 8 books, and I have 2 whips to show you. So we're going to start with the whips, and the whips are in Rita Burman books, so we'll just pop these to one side. And the first one is this one. Now I did show you this one when I did my flip through of my January to June pages. Yep, I still haven't managed to finish colouring it. Not a lot left to do in here, just the bubbles and maybe a few sort of shadows and highlights, and then that one will be finished. So I really do need to get on with that and get that one done for August, I think, and then it's out the way. So that's the first whip. My second whip is also in a Rita Burman book, and it's this page here. Now I started colouring this one, I think probably back in April time, and then I just got lost with it. I don't know why, because I was actually enjoying colouring it, and then I just stopped. But as you can see, all I have left are the birds to complete, so I really need to get on and finish that one. And then that's another one out of my way. I don't have it. I do like the colours on it. I love turquoise and purple together anyway. And I think this looks quite pretty together. So yeah, just the birds to finish. And then that's that one done. So that's the second whip. Now we'll go on to my completed pages, and I'm going to start with this one. So this is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe colouring book. I have got a full flip through of this book on my channel. I did only get it last week, and after I'd done the flip through, I just thought, you know, I really just want to start colouring in this book. So I did, and I've just done this page. So this book was coloured by Page, and yeah, I love autumn, so I really need to start throwing myself into using those autumnal colours. Really happy with how it turned out. So I've used Black Widow pencils and some Spectrum Noir Colorista pencils on this one, and just a little touch of gold accents here and there. So yeah, really beautiful book. So as I said, it's if you want to have a full flip through, please, you know, head on over and take a look. But some gorgeous artwork in here. Lots of lovely cozy fall and autumn pages to colour. So that's my first completed page, which was actually my last completed page for the month of July. So these are in no specific order. The next book I have a completed page in, so I'm going to go back to Rita Burman's books here. So we have Mein Reis durch Europa, and this one is the gelato page. Now I'm so pleased with this one because I think I love the way it's coloured, but two, it was my first hashtag. Yeah, I was flipping through YouTube and I came across a channel called Little Hobby Nook, and I think the lady's name is Helen. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but she had a hashtag running for July, hashtag Little Hobby Nook Burman July 25, and one of the options was to colour and find an ice cream in any Rita Burman book, amongst other objects and things, but I chose the ice cream. So yeah, I chose this page. So this is coloured with Black Widow pencils. I have added some of the glamour dust to the page, onto the clouds, I love this paint. It's a very fine glitter paint and it just gives a lovely iridescent sparkle. I've also used glossy accents on the sprinkles on top of the ice cream. And I've also used some distress ink in the background. So really pleased with how that page has turned out. I think it's beautiful. I love the colours. Just quickly show you. So this is the Glamour Dust. It's by Deco Art and it's an ultra fine glitter paint. So just grab your paintbrush and paint it over the top. It doesn't take too long to dry and it does leave a beautiful iridescent sparkle on your pages. So that's that. So yeah. Thank you again to Helen over at Little Hobby Nook for the hashtag. And I will be joining in more. If I can find some more hashtags for August, I'll be joining in those as well. Really enjoyed that. So that's that one. Then I have a page in another Rita Burman book. And this is the Africa book. And the page, it's a double page spread in this one, is this one. And for this one, I used the Castle Arts Harmonious pencil set. Absolutely love the colours in that set. I think they're gorgeous. Beautiful colour palette. So yeah, that's all done with Castle Arts Harmonious pencils. And I've added in some gold highlights here and there, just to give it a little bit of a pop. So really pleased with how that turned out. That's that one. And then the next book I have, if I can find it, back to this Rita Burman page, book should I say, and this is the Four Seasons book. And I managed to complete this page in here. So this is like a castle up in the mountains. Again, coloured with Black Widow pencils in sort of turquoises and purples. I've added the Glamour Dust again to the trees and the mountains. And then I've used super golden markers to colour in the snowflakes and all the windows. So if I lift that, it looks like they're shining. And everybody's got their lights on and they're keeping nice and warm and cosy. So yeah, so that's that one. So that's everything I've coloured in Rita Burman for the month of July. Then we have Matchstick Mouse, A Big Adventure. Now I've coloured, I think it's 8 pages in here this month. I love Morgan O'Brien books. I love Matchstick Mouse, and I find that I am drawn to these pages. So when I'm in a lot of pain and but I still want to colour, these are just quicker, and they don't take as much time. So it's nice to sort of wind down and have sort of a break from the more intricate colouring pages. So let's get into this because there's a few in this book. So this is the first one. And here she is. And I think these are possums, possibly baby possums. And she's surrounded by them, bless her. But yeah, so these are all based in alcohol markers. And then I go over the top with pencils and maybe a little bit of gel pen here and there just to add in sort of a little bit of highlights on her hat. And then I use gel pens for a little bit of fur on these little wee possums. So I'll bring that up to the camera a bit so you can see. Lovely colours. So yeah, that's that one. Then I coloured the next page. Now she's floating off in a hot air balloon on her journey, on her big adventure. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And then she is in Paris, admiring the Eiffel Tower from her nice, cosy, comfy bed. Alcohol markers and pencils again. Nice and easy. And then she is bungee jumping. Very brave, because I certainly wouldn't do that. And Worm's obviously having a lovely time as well. And then we have her jumping down a waterfall. Really pleased with how the water turned out on this page. Yeah, quite happy with that. And then the next page in this book, she is at the pyramids eating her pizza. I was very happy with the way the stonework turned out on this page. I wasn't sure how I wanted to colour it. I mean, yes, I know everything's based in alcohol markers and what have you. But yeah, so I just kind of added in, I don't know if you can see, so the base colour, and then I just took the same colour again and added in some dots here and there, and then went over the top with some pencil just to give it a little bit more definition and depth. That's that one. And here she is in Rome, in front of the Colosseum, having a little sword fight with Worm there. Yep, just love colouring these pages. There's not really a lot else I can say. It's all the same. They're alcohol markers and pencils, really. Nice and easy to work with for me. I keep saying that, don't I? Nice and easy. I'm sorry, but that's how I find them. And then the last page that I've coloured this month in this book is this Under the Water one. I love the colours on this one. I love how they've turned out. I've added some stickles to the bubbles. I've added some glossy accents to the eyes, and then there's a nice lot of glitter and gel pens in there too. That turned out really nice. So yeah, so that's everything that I've coloured in Matchstick Mouse, a big adventure colouring book by Morgan O'Brien for the month of July. And I'm sure I'll be colouring a lot more in August. So the next book that I have is Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Agusa. And I did only have one page coloured in this, and then I thought, you know what, I really need to do another page in here. I love the artwork, I love the illustrations, I think they're just gorgeous. And I had, as I said, I think in my January to June flip through, I had only completed this first page. So I took some time and I found a page that I wanted to colour, and it was this one. Move that over. So she will flip that for you so you can see everything. This one I did base some of it with Brute Thinner watercolour pencils, so like the backgrounds are all watercolour pencils, and then I go over the top with the regular pencils, and some of it was coloured with, I think, yeah, probably the Colorista as well, Spectrum Noir Colorista pencils, and I used an acrylic paint pen for the curtains here and some super golden for the tassels. So I did have to look up a few colour selections for the red panda here, because I couldn't remember what colour they were, but everything else is pretty much just how I thought it should look. So really, really happy with that page. That did take a while. So there's the difference between sort of like colouring something like this, which obviously takes a lot longer, a lot more concentration, and the Morgan O'Brien sort of like Matchstick Mouse pages, like I said, are quicker and easier when I need to slow down a little bit. So really, really happy. I think that might be my favourite page this month, possibly. It's definitely up there. Yeah, so that's that one. And then just a couple more. The next book I have is Wildflower Folk by Christine Caron. And I have coloured this page. And this one is called Lady Witch. So this one I have based with, I've just based her hat with alcohol marks for this one. The rest of it is Black Widow pencils. And I've also used some distress ink in the background just to sort of set her off a little bit. There's a bit of glitter going on and a little bit of sparkle. So yeah, love these books. Absolutely beautiful books. So that's that one completed in Wildflower Folk. And then the last book I have to show you that I have done 2 pages in this month is the Forest Animals by Art Therapy. And the first page is this one. See if I can bring you in a little bit closer. Wrong way. Oh, no, I'm messing that up, aren't I? There we go. So this one I have used watercolour pencils for the flowers. I've gone over the top with regular pencils. I've used watercolour pencils again on the frogs. And then for the leaves, I've used acrylic markers or the acrylic paint pens. And what I tend to do is just go over the top with the paint pen, and then I get a damp paintbrush and I just spread that acrylic out a little bit so it gives it like a mottled effect. So yeah, very happy with how that one's turned out. And then I just used acrylic paint pen in black for the background because I thought that was quite nice just to set that picture off. Let's bring you back out a bit. And then the last page to show you for my July colouring pages is this one. And again, for this one, I've used watercolour, but I've used watercolour paint this time. So I did manage to get my hands on this set by Artistro. So the watercolour paint set, a little sort of travel version, little travel set. Really nice. See, I've obviously swatched the colours out. Let's move that out the way a little bit. Here we go, some beautiful colours in there. So I've used that, pop that back in there, just to base this picture with. And then I've gone over the top with pencils again, and then I've used some gel pens for the fur on the little mouse here. The leaves I had a hard time with, and I didn't like the way I coloured them, so I grabbed my acrylic paint pens and I literally just coloured over all of the leaves with acrylic paint pens, and then added some detail back in over the top. And it turned out all right, actually. I was quite pleased with the outcome. So yeah, I'm liking this book. To be fair, when I first saw this book, I was so daunted by it, and I thought, I can't colour that. I just can't colour that. I don't know where to start, but I've completed 3 pages in it now, so hopefully I will continue to do that. So that is it. That is everything that I've coloured for the month of July. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, and if you like what you see, then please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I will be back again with some more videos for you very soon. But until then, take care, look after yourselves, and happy colouring.